Oh, well, so like I mentioned there, my dad passed away. That would be the biggest challenge at a younger age. So 16 years old, I that would put me in probably grade 10, grade 11. For some reason, I've done a few podcasts and I keep saying grade 9, which makes no sense. So people who listen are probably like, the guy was 16 in grade 9? That doesn't add up. And it was, yeah, so year 2000, he passed away of a heart attack in front of me. So I had to give him CPR. It was a half day of school. I just come home because we had football practice at the end of the day. So I just booted home to get some stuff. And we were chatting and he was having some pain. My mom left because she was home for lunch break. She worked actually out of the high school I was at the time. And he dropped in front of me. So his last things, he said, call an ambulance, call your mom. And that was it. So I gave him CPR and they worked him what felt like hours. They worked him in the kitchen. They worked him on the front lawn and then in the ambulance in front of the house. And then obviously the whole way to the hospital. So that was a tough go. Very, very tough. And they had said to me, there's nothing that I could have done. If they had all the equipment there when it happened, no one would have been able to save him. He had a huge block. So yeah, so that would probably be the biggest challenge. And then fast forward where that put me in life, not dealing with it properly, which I'm sure we'll get to. And the whole reason why I'm doing the mental health work that I'm doing is I turned to alcohol to cope with everything. So that was another challenge as well, just trying to figure out. And it's interesting, I still have drinks to this day here and there, but I now know, um, do I want this drink or do I need this drink? When I'm feeling low, it used to be like, oh, I'll just drink. And now it's, every so often. But I put in, again, we can talk about this if you want. I put in the work to get to that point. So
Talk about during that time when you were giving CPR and all that, calling the ambulance, calling your mom. What was your mindset going through that? Were you able to try to I need to focus on what I need to do to make sure to save him? Or were you I don't know what's going on right now?
in that moment, I think it was just, I'm just going to try. I got to bring this guy back. This is my dad. For whatever reason, I was put here, and this is what I have to do. And I'd never actually taken any, CPR courses or anything like that. I talked to dispatch on the phone, and they just kind of started me off, and then I just focused. And my mom got home right away, and she took the phone. I just all of a sudden took control of the situation. Told her to leave the room, which is pretty big for 16 years old. And I just focused on it. And then once paramedics, firefighters, and police arrived, I removed myself and just waited. So
You mentioned that you turned to the use of alcohol. What brought you to go in that direction?
um, it was interesting too because I didn't have my first drink till I was 19 years old. I was like a rule follower, like I'll just wait. Um, and it just made me forget about everything. So I just became like what most people probably are when they were younger, like a social, like party drinker. But I was, Thursday to Sunday kind of thing. It's the weekend warrior, I guess you could say. But always, having fun. But it just allowed me to. I was outgoing at this point in my life too, and I was fortunate enough. I had a lot of friends, but I was always trying to be the center of attention, and it just allowed me to, I guess, escape. Because like I said, at 16, when you lose somebody, like your dad, you're kind of lost. But my mom had said, you should go talk to somebody. And at that time I was like, why would I want to talk to anybody about my feelings? They don't know me. And now looking back, I wish I had, but we all learn from things differently. So I just used it to cope. It just allowed me to forget about stuff. Because as I got older, and you start hitting more milestones and doing different things, you always are like, oh, I wish I could tell my dad or whoever it is you had lost, whatever situation you're in. And I think that really hurt a lot. So I would just turn to alcohol.